Hello and welcome to my channel. I go by Dark Mage. Today we'll be working on light or dark mode animation. So the first things, as usual, you create a new file. Then we'll be going with iPhone 11 Pro. So I'll be naming this light. Then Ctrl D to duplicate. Then dark. Now the next thing I want to do is for us to get our icons. So I'll be going to story set or illustrations rather. I'll be going to story set by free pick and I'll be searching for sun here and scroll down to this and I'll select this, then moon, and I'll select this. Okay. For some reason it's swapped, so I'll do that again. Sun. Yeah, and we now have that. Then I'll click on the illustration of the sun, Ctrl C, come here, paste it. Then delete this because we don't need it. Then for the moon, Ctrl C, paste here, and voila, I'm good to go. Now, the next thing I want to do is to move this in here. So I'll be using these alignment tools to align them properly. Next thing is to change the color of this from F to 121212. So we now have our dark mode. The next thing we want to do is to create the buttons for our dark mode. So I'll be using a square, a rectangle rather. Then I'll height to be 40. You can make the height 56. Okay, let's make the height 56. Then the width I'll make 50. Now that's too small. 100. Okay. So let me reduce the height to 40. Then I'll duplicate this here. Select the two, give them a border radius of 16. Now let's make it 24 so that it will be well rounded. Then I'll click on here, select the ellipse, hold down my shift key to get a uniform radius. So this is 40. I'll be making this, the height of this, I'll make it 20 by 20. Then I'll move it in here. So I'll select the two. Okay, that will make it to be centralized. So I'll be putting a stroke here so that we can see what we're doing. I'll increase this to a 30. Then over here, hold down the Alt key. Okay, so want the spacing at the left to be 10, spacing up and down 5. So duplicate that and move it here. Do the same thing to make sure that everything is properly aligned where they're supposed to. Okay, for this, it has to be the on button. So we'll be moving it the other way around. So here, Alt key to give the same distance. Now here, I'll make this fill white. Then remove that. Then I'll be adding an effect, the drop shadow. So let's see, I'll put in the drop shadow, let's see 4. No. So let's do -4. Let's see what this will look like. And 4. So it's all about trial and error until you get what you want or how you want it to look like. So x-axis is 4, y-axis is 1. So we'll have that. Do not use the default 25 000, so we can move it up a little bit. Okay, that's better now. So I can increase the blur to, let's make it an 8. So we have that. I can copy this. Control D is to duplicate, then Control X is to cut. Come here, Control Shift R to replace. So instead of going through the whole process again, we could just duplicate this and use it to replace this. Then here, I'll make my color, let's go for to green, not too dark or not too light, something like this will suffice. Then I'll select all, left click to frame selection, then I'll rename the selection off. Same thing here, frame selection, I'll name this on. Okay, so we now have off and on. The next thing we want to do is to move on to the dark mode. So to align to the center, and clamp down on Alt or Shift to select the both of them. I want the spacing between the both of them to be 48. So same thing, do the same thing for off. Align to the center, select the two, spacing 48. Okay, now we have our light and dark mode. The next thing we want to do is to prototype. So we'll go to the prototype screen. I select the circle inside the switch, and then I move it to this place on top. Navigate to dark, instant, no, want to smart animate. Then I'm going to increase this to 1000 milliseconds. Now we don't want it to ease out, we want it to ease in and out. Then we do the same thing for this one. You select this, move it that way, smart animate, ease in and out, and we're good. Then when I click on this, see we have our light mode, see dark mode, light mode, and dark mode. That ends our tutorial for today. So like, share, and leave a comment. I will surely reply. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed,